Everyone, coach is here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. Steve Popper.
Hey, Tom, after the first half RJ had, it looked like Julius early on in the third looked for him a couple, I think 2 consecutive open threes and kind of got him going. You happy to see that kind of looking to get him started?
Yeah, and that's what Julius has done all year. He didn't score the ball like he usually does, but he made plays for us, and he has great awareness of what's going on in the game, and he gets people going. And so RJ in the second, he got a great rhythm going. He's been shooting the three great for us. You know, we've got to continue to do that. But Julius can beat you a lot of different ways. He can beat you with the pass. He can beat you with his rebounding, with the post up, shooting the three, going off the dribble. He and Derrick have really good chemistry in the pick and roll, as does Elfrid and Julius. So we can give you different looks with that. But just making the right plays, trust the pass, trust your teammates, and that's what this team has done well. And I thought our defense in the second half was much better.
Mark Berman.
Yeah, the defense in the second half on the three-point line, I mean, obviously 13 and 19 in the first half. What would you tell the guys at intermission?
Yeah, no, and, you know, I like the way we started the game, and then we sort of got in a lull, and they were cracking us pretty good off the dribble. And then they were spraying it out, and they got good rhythm threes. And so I thought we contained the dribble better. We made better effort. We moved on the flight of the ball. We challenged shots. And that's what you have to do against them. They can spread you out pretty good. There's versatility to their lineup. You know, they have the 2-point guards. They can spread you out with Washington and Bridges. You know, at the 4 and 5, they get 5 shooters on the floor. McDaniel's very good putting it on the floor. So you have to be able to close out, play both shot and drive, and then we got to be in the gaps. And I thought we were better at it in the second half than we were the first.
Rebecca Harlow.
Coach, when teams in this league go on win streaks like this, which is obviously hard to do, especially when there are teams looking to knock you guys off with the playoff race, et cetera, it seems like confidence grows exponentially. Are you feeling that with this group?
Yeah, and the thing is, the important thing I think for us is not to get lost. And you start thinking about down the road, the playoffs, win streaks, and you lose focus on getting ready for Atlanta. And that's where our focus has to be. We just go day by day, step by step. And if we're taking care of all the things we need to take care of, all the other stuff will take care of itself. And it's easy to get knocked off course, and you can't do that. Your focus and your concentration are everything, and that's what gives you your intensity. And so we have to make sure that we don't get lost and we stay focused on what's in front of us.
Christian Winfield.
Hey, Coach, circling back to what you said about Julius, I feel like even if it wasn't a score or a direct assist, sometimes he was able to manipulate the defense in a way that would allow him to get those hockey assists, where he'd be able to hit maybe Derrick, who then could make that pass to the corner to hit. I think one time he hit RJ, another time he hit Reggie. Just what does it do for you to have a player who can make those reads and kind of see what the defense is going to do before it actually does it?
You're making a great point, and that's the beauty of his game, because you could use him so many different ways, and he could rebound and bust out with it. And I love when he does that. We can play with pace, and he can go dribble handoff. He can flow into a pitch and follow. He can make the pitch back. Then you can play the pick and roll game with him. You can play the post up game. There's so many different things you can do with him. And his unselfishness and his commitment to make everyone around him, the best that they can be. And we have a team that's doing that they're trusting the pass, they're sharing the ball, they're playing hard for each other, they're doing the same thing defensively. And that's what it takes for us to be a successful team.
We have time for 2 more questions. Bruce Beck.
Tom, honestly, when you took over the reins this year, did you think you had the components to at some point have a 7-game winning streak, the longest in 7 years for this franchise?
I never really look at it that way. I did think we would be able to become successful if we did the right things. Understanding, I think, what goes into winning. And, if you go step by step, and as I mentioned, the bubble was very beneficial towards for us, just in terms of getting to know all the players and starting to put the system in. But just seeing the commitment that they were willing to make, and then I thought it was important for us to go step by step, be a great practice team first, and start there. And once you do that, if you practice well, you'll play well.
Mark Berman.
You mentioned Atlanta, and they're in fourth place, home court position. How big would that be for this franchise to get that number 4 spot, and how did they turn it around?
Well, I think they've gotten healthier. That would be one thing, and they're a very explosive team. And so I think we have to be ready in terms of, all the other stuff about positioning, playoffs. I just want us to be focused on Atlanta and knowing what we're going to need to do to win. And you go step by step, and we know that they've played very well, since the All-Star break. Maybe, right before the All-Star break, they started turning. And they had any team that has young on it, and they put so much pressure on you, the athletic, quick, can go off the dribble. So, we're going to have to be ready again. Every night you're challenged, and the important thing is for us to be ready.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
When you have a player like that, the hockey assist is always going to be there. But Drew always try to tell him little pieces to always improve his game, like making sure when he do pass out, make sure the ball is on point, make sure the ball is on the spot, so that it's a quick pass right to the corner or wherever the other person gets the ball. Or when he do go in the lane, just tell them little tips on how they're playing. They're double teaming them everywhere, so he just got to make the game easier for himself and pick and choose when to go and when not to go. If anything, I would want him to play faster. I feel like he should play at a faster pace because he's pretty good in the open court.
Rebecca Harlow.
Derrick, New Orleans was telling us this morning that you guys are looking for home court advantage, and so down the stretch things are going to get really intense. Obviously, we know that you guys have to take this thing day to day, but at the same time, as a guy who's been deep into the playoffs, how are you sort of advising the guys on the mental side of the game right now for the guys who haven't been in these stretches before?
We just got to take it day by day, not to think ahead. Of course, you want the 4th spot, but we got to take it every day, every practice, every shoot around. The game, whoever we play against, it's a big game because we play them next, and just not look ahead, just stay in the present. And I feel like the team is doing that. We're giving our all to the team, especially when we come in here. They've been doing this ever since I got here, so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come here, because I saw that they're hungry. A young team like this, it reminded me of some of my good teams when I was younger. So I just try to fit in, look, see what the game needs, and just try to fill that void.
Steve Popper.
Derrick, I know you said what you saw what this team could be, but with 7 straight wins now and where you guys are moving up into the playoff picture, did you see that? And kind of, I think some of it's coincided with you playing.
I wouldn't say that, but I just saw a winning mentality where every team that plays against us, they know it's going to be a hard game, a hard-fought game, and you just got to come out and bring your best. And like I said, with me seeing that from afar, of course I wanted to be a part of it, especially with Tibbs here. So I'm grateful to be here. It's truly a blessing.
Mike Mancuso.
Derrick, can you talk about the defense in the second half in general and specifically out of your centers, Noel and Gibson?
Yeah, really it's centers, but with the guards, when we went back in the locker room, we had to contain the ball a lot better than what we did in the first half. And I feel like we did that. We made Rozier take tougher shots. We made sure that when we did close out, it wasn't just a one drive to the rim. They had to go through multiple people. And we could have rebounded a little bit better, but every game you try to improve and try to tell everybody what to do. So hopefully next game we wouldn't have to worry about that. It's going to be different challenges, but like I said, as long as everybody's talking and communicating, we should be fine.
Mark Berman.
Hey, Derrick, I think it was a couple of weeks ago you said you were still getting your wind and rhythm and, after the COVID thing. I was wondering, do you feel you're back for sure? And have you talked to Alec at all?
No, this too shall pass, man. I know that I'm pacing myself right now. I don't want to go out there and I'm 32, so I have to be smart. I gotta let the game come to me, and I'm thankful and blessed that my teammates are allowing me to play the way that I play. So that's always a great feeling when I'm out there. I'm not thinking, I'm just reacting. I feel like the way that I play, it opens up the game for everyone. I feel like I'm unselfish. I feel like I'm a good passer. And if anything, if you run, you'll get the ball. So I'm in the perfect position.
Tim Bontemps.
Hey, Derrick. Obviously, it was a bit of a slow start for RJ in the first half today, but for him to come out and play the way he did in the second half, is that kind of a sign of the growth that he's been able to kind of have for you guys this season as he's, kind of grown into, a more consistent shooter and a more consistent performer for you guys?
Oh, yeah, of course. And you got to know that 48 minutes, that's a lot of basketball, man. First half, you see how it's going. He got the scorer's mentality. At halftime or whenever I get a chance, I try to get him to get out of his own head, get out of his own way, and let him know don't get frustrated whenever he does miss shots because he's a perfectionist. So whenever I see him down, I try to talk to him as much as possible. In the second half, he came out, told him to be aggressive, and his shot's going to fall. Yeah, I mean, it be like that sometimes. You're not going to have a perfect game. But as long as you're playing hard on the defensive end, it gives us a chance to win anyway. So offensively, when you're on a good team like this, it's going to come and go. But defense and effort and playing with urgency, that's a staple. It always has to be there.
Thank you, Derrick.
All right. Thank you.
Everyone, Julius Randle's here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. Rebecca Harlow.
Julius, the defense the way he's up.
Rebecca, can you repeat yourself? Rebecca, try that one more time.
Yeah. Julius, the three-point defense was terrific in the second half. What was it that you guys adjusted there?
It was really just all about our communication and our want to. We got into the ball better in the second half, and the bigs just communicated to the. Who that?
Can I get some camera time? I never get some camera time.
I'm sorry, Rebecca.
MVP.
I'm so sorry.
Always getting the camera time. How you guys doing?
I'm sorry.
I like the hat.
Y'all want to interview me?
Nah. Y'all got it.
Yeah, I'm messing with you. We just got into the ball, communicated better, and just our intensity and our assertiveness was just way better in the second half. So it was good.
Respect.
Julius, do you think unselfishness is contagious, and what role do you think you've played in that this year?
Very contagious. Everything about our team from top to bottom is just all about winning. That's all we care about is winning. And every guy on the roster has that mindset. So, I take pride, like I said, being a leader in this team and being unselfish and making plays for other guys. I really take pride in that. So, I try to do that every night, go out and make the right play, whatever that is, and whatever the team needs from me. And, hopefully, it's a trickle-down effect and everybody else wants to play that way as well.
Mark Berman.
Hey, Julius, what's it like to win 7 straight games?
Amazing. Yeah, amazing. It's got to be the first time in my career I've done that. So it's a great feeling. We're all locked in on what we need to do from night to night. And, let's make it 8.
Steve Popper.
Julius, for all that you've achieved this year, when you see Emmanuel go off in the first half, RJ kind of pick it up in the second half and kind of take some of that off you, what does that make you feel like?
Yeah, it's great. Honestly, because it just makes my job easier. Those guys playing like that, Quick playing with the confidence like that, RJ not playing or not shooting well in the first half and coming in the second half and having the confidence and shooting well is great. Because I'm just gonna let those guys go and let them do whatever they need to do, score, shoot the ball. Whatever it is, it just makes it easier for me, and the defense just has to make a choice. If they're gonna double team me, those guys are gonna get off, and I'm gonna be happy about it.
Christian Winfield.
Hey, Julius, kind of piggybacking off of that, at what point do you think in your career you realized that you were able to read what a defense was going to do before they actually do it? It looked like a lot of times you knew the double was going to come, so you knew to make the pass so the next guy could make the pass at the corner shooter. At what point did you, I guess, realize that you had that ability to know what the defense was going to do before they did it?
I think for me, a lot of it just comes from, studying the film, getting games under my belt, and seeing what the teams, how they're going to guard me. I know that the double team is coming. Most teams don't play me straight up, so I know the double team is coming. So, like I said, it's the film, it's the games under the belt, it's tips, put me in the position, allowing me, allowing me to make those plays, putting me in a position to make those plays. So, it's been great, and the guys, honestly, my teammates, doing a great job of being in position. I know where my reads are every night, so it's like clockwork for me, honestly.
Last question, Tim Bontemps.
You kind of mentioned it before, Julius, but with the way RJ bounced back in the second half and made those shots after struggling in the first half, is that kind of a sign of the confidence he's kind of gained this year and the growth he's had in his game as the season has worn on?
Yeah, he's steady. He's never going to lack confidence. He missed shots. I have to tell him to keep shooting, keep being aggressive. Told him in halftime, he got a big second half coming, and that's exactly what he did. He was ready to shoot, ready to make plays, whatever it was. So.
Everyone, RJ Barrett's here. If you have a question, raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. Bruce Beck.
Hey, RJ, congratulations on the 7-game winning streak. Over the last 10 games, you've shot 27 from 49, 55% from three-point land. To what do you attribute your improvement, not only from last year to this year, but from early this year to right now?
I think just getting into rhythm. My teammates are doing a great job of, finding me, whether it's Julius, D. Rose, Reggie, anybody, just finding me there, and I'm able to knock it down. Also, just work on it. I work on it every day. Worked on it all summer, 2-3 times a day. I'm coming back at night to shoot. So it's a lot of work being put into it.
Steve Popper.
RJ, Julius said to us that he told you at halftime you had a big second half coming. But beyond the words, he also, I think, very early on fed you in the corner for 2 threes in a row, or one top, one corner. How much does that make it easier for you? First of all, the words and also the passes.
Oh, most definitely. He told me in the locker room. He said big second half, 9, and we went out there and he got me a couple open looks to start the third, and then just kind of exploded from there.
Christian Winfield.
Hey, RJ, when you're in the corner and Julius has the ball in the post and you see the double going his way, and I guess you'd imagine that the ball is going to work its way around to you. How do you feel in those moments? Like, does that make you feel like, okay, well, Julius is creating this opportunity for me? And just what kind of impact does he have out there on the floor when the defense is keyed in on him and you as a shooter are probably going to be wide open for a look?
Well, it is Julius, and he's been making some crazy, cross-court passes, and he's been really reading the defense well. But it's also, the cutter on the weak side. There's 3 of us, so one of us has to cut, whether it's, EP or I think D. Rose cut a couple times today, whether, Reggie screen in or sometimes I screen in for Reggie. Whenever Julius is getting doubled, just got to get open.
Jonathan Macri.
Hey, RJ. Derrick before called you a perfectionist and said he has to talk to you sometimes to get you out of your own head. Do you agree with him that you're a perfectionist, and do you think that's a good thing?
I don't. Yeah. I am that. I will say that. Like, I hate missing. I hate when things are not, perfect. Especially if I do everything right and I miss the shot, or I do everything right, then I turn over the ball or something. I hate when I hate when things aren't perfect. But D Rose he's always on me. He's like, forget about it, keep hooping. Just go out there, don't think, just play.
Rebecca Harlow.
RJ, to that extent, though, it seems like you have an absolute uncanny ability to remain unfazed, and to have a first half like that and then a third quarter like that where you just explode. The mental toughness is crazy. Is that one of your biggest strengths, do you think?
Yeah, I feel like my dad has instilled that in me at a young age, and it definitely is a big help because it's a long game. Also, having the team and the coaches, the staff that we have, they always encourage you to keep going. Whenever someone's down, they always pick them up. Whenever someone's up, we tell them keep going. So just, we really have a great unselfish unit, and it really, that, definitely helps your mental strength more than anything.
Steve Popper.
RJ, I know Tibbs talks all the time about step by step and game by game, but how different is this team with 7 straight wins now and what you guys are heading into now?
We're just taking it game by game. Got another one tomorrow, so got to get a good night of rest and prepare for that. We've been playing well, and we're just trying to keep it up, just trying to win every single game.
Thank you, RJ.
Thank you.